Good morning from sunny southeast London. Today I'm embarking on a crazy trip in my 40 kilowatt ENV200 van all the way down to near Exeter in Devon. The idea is to drop off a couple of solar panels that I've got in the back for a friend of mine. We chose today, I'm starting late, I wanted to start a lot earlier. So now that, the warmest part of the day, the battery is going to overheat. We're going to be stuck at motorway service areas for hours on end, most likely, while the van Rapidgates away. Okay, so just to confirm, I thought before we start, I'm going to show you the battery temperature, which is already a crazy 27.3 degrees. Oh dear. Anyway, wish me luck. I'm going to get going, and I'll do a little piece of the camera at every stop to see how we're getting on. Hello. So we've arrived at the first charging location, which is Reading Services. It's quite busy here. I haven't plugged in yet. I just thought I'd have a look at the battery level, temperatures at the moment. One sec. So you can see we're at 34.7 as the maximum temperature, and we've got 8.5 kilowatts left. So it wasn't actually as low as I thought it was going to get. The van's doing a bit better because there's no ladders on the roof, that sort of thing. So I'm going to plug in now for about 20 minutes. I'm going to go and get something to eat before we carry on down the M4. So I'll catch you back once we've plugged in, and we'll see what the battery says when we've finished, which is going to be the scary bit, I think. Okay, hello again. So, a bit of fun at the grid serve chargers. 3 times I couldn't get it started. Eventually it started. I went and got a burger, and when I got back it stopped again. Grid serve complete fail for me today at Reading westbound. So I've come to good old BP pulse chargers in the forecourt of the petrol station. I saw them when I was coming in. I've got an LE card. It's nearly 20p a cheaper kilowatt, and as of now it's working. We're only getting 38 kilowatts. Don't know whether you can see on there, 38 kilowatts, and the battery's warming up nicely. I'll do another little link once I've finished charging, and we'll see what the end result is before we head further down the M4. Hello again. Just about to finish charging here at Reading Services BP Pulse. I've got nearly 70% charge. The battery is now 40.9, so we are going to start being throttled quite badly. This charge was actually okay. It was charging at up to 40 kilowatts. That's fine. The next one's going to be the one where it starts to slow down. So I'm going to unplug now and make my way down to Lee Delamere. Now the temperature at the moment is 31 degrees, so it's a great day to do this trip. Good afternoon. I've just arrived at Lee Delamere Services. Just about to plug in. Going to give grid serve another go. We've done 138 miles from home. The battery is now 44 around there, look. So I'm not sure what we're going to get on the charger. It's not going to be very good, I know that. We've got 7 kilowatts left in the pack, which is quite nice, and the van's been acting pretty good. Quite enjoying the ride so far. I'm sure the return drive is not going to be the same, but we shall wait and see. So I'm going to plug in now, and as I say, I'll just give you a follow-up on how we're getting on once we've charged back up to 60% or whatever. Alright. Hi guys. So I've been out and stretched my legs. I've had a can of Monster from Lee Delamere. It's a long walk. Oh, so that's quite a long walk, especially to the bathroom, but it's good to have 6 grid serve chargers here, and I think there's 12 Tesla chargers, so that's very useful, and there's going to be some more, I'm sure, Slight change of plan of where we're going. We're not going to Exeter. In fact, I got that completely wrong, but more about that at the next stop. My pal's going to meet me at the next stop. get these solar panels out, and then I can head home. But what is interesting, right, is the charge rate is terrible, 23 kilowatts. But hold on, but the battery temperature, look, it's actually gone down, because these vans have a cooling mechanism on them. So as long as you don't have the air conditioning on, if you sit in the van with your power on and the aircon on, it can't run the cooler, because it needs the aircon to sort of cool the cabin. But if you have it switched off, you can still have the blower on or the windows open or whatever, and it actually, the air conditioning will then go into the battery. So it does actually make a difference. There's a debate about whether or not sitting in the van with the aircon off but the ignition on, or the van is switched on, blows more cold air into the pack than if you just lock the car and go somewhere for a while. There is an argument about whether it makes any difference or not, but yeah, it's that the battery temperature's actually gone down from when I plugged in, just a little bit, maybe 1 degree. So it will be interesting to see what happens on the way back. I have a feeling we're not going to get up to 50 degrees. We're just going to get more and slower charge rates. But we shall see, won't we, So anyway, off to a mystery destination. It's not as far as Exeter, but we've already done 138 miles. We've got that to go back. It's going to be up 270 plus another 50 or so. So we're looking at least a 300-mile drive today, non-stop. So all's good. See you in a bit. Hello again. So finally I've arrived at my turnaround point near Newport in Wales. Yeah, it turned out that my power had moved from Exeter to South Wales a couple of years ago and hadn't told me. Thankfully I checked before I got too crazily down the M5 or something. So we've just met up and done the changeover. He's just driving out now, actually. He didn't want to be on camera. Off you go in your Vivaro. So I am at Little Services, literally just over the big bridge. I've not been over the 7 crossings for since I was a kid, probably. So that was quite interesting. So I've plugged in again. We're at 44. And we're getting 21 kilowatts, 21 and a bit. So it is getting slower and slower. So I'm not looking too forward to the journey back to London, but we are heading back now. As soon as I didn't really need to plug in here, he said, "Oh, there's another service on the other side, like on the England side. You can go there. They've got like 6 chargers in a row. So I'm probably going to stop there." But I just thought, as I was here, this is where I was meeting him. It'd be easy just to do that. So that's all been dropped off. It's 5 o'clock. I have to be home ideally by 10 o'clock. I have no idea whether that's doable. 170 miles in 5 hours. That should be easy, right? Not in these vans. Not at 21 kilowatt charges. And that 21 kilowatts may well get slower and slower as we head back towards London. It's no wind today, so I think possibly this is actually reading this 44 degrees on the battery to do this mileage is actually quite good. I think if it had been raining or it had been into a headwind, it would be a lot worse. So although it's 30 degrees, 28 now, it's still been a pretty good day for these little vans and long journeys. So I've currently got 11 kilowatts in the battery. We're still at 44 degrees. It's not going up or down. It seems to be quite steady. It will slowly creep down because it's only charging at 21, and the cooler rack can actually just about work. I think below 25 degrees it can have some effect. I don't really need to go into the services or anything, so I'm going to stick around here, tell them up to say 50%, I think, and then I'm going to start my journey back home, and I'll carry on reporting what I get to see whether we do get the battery up to 50 degrees or not by the time we get back to London. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so time to leave this service station. I don't even know what it's called. It's the first one in Wales. Battery's gone down again. Look, battery's actually cooled down again. 42.6, 42.3, back down from 44. It's just not enough. It doesn't cool down fast enough, you know. I've got 50% in the battery now. We're going to head back to Lee Delamere, eastbound. I think that's probably the best course of action. I've had enough sitting here. It's baking hot. Although there's a little bit of haziness in the sky now, so that might help cool things down a bit. Still 28 degrees, so I'll shout you at Membry. Okay, so Membry Services eastbound only has one charger. One. I wasn't planning on that. I have made a boo-boo there, haven't I? So what we're doing at the moment, as it's kind of busy, one sec, as it's kind of busy here, there's a leaf charging, there's another car waiting. So what I thought I would do, I would plug into the 7 kilowatt for a few minutes at least. If nothing else, it'll cool the battery down. Let's have a look. So yeah, I mean the battery was at 47. It's now going down 44.9. It was at 47, which would have been, you know. Thing is, when the leaf goes, maybe I can move over. I'm not quite sure what they're doing here. There's a few guys here, and then they look a bit confused. I try to be helpful if I can. Guy was trying to charge his leaf, but he wasn't turning the car off, completely off. So of course that has an effect, doesn't it? You know. But I mean, I can't charge at 4. You know, the cooler's running as well, so it's charging at 4.7 kilowatts at the moment. That's going to be incredibly too long. So we'll probably end up going to the next one, I suppose. I really regret not stopping earlier at the other services, like near the bridge, which I could have stopped at. I just assumed there was. I didn't check. Silly me. Silly me. Right. Anyway, I will report back. I'm not going to report back again from here. There's no point. But I will report back as and when I can. So first cock up of the day, but at least it cools the battery. I'll get 10 minutes here. I'll get a little bit, and then I'll get on somewhere else. The next one's only 10 miles away. I think 15 miles away. So I might have more luck there, maybe. Okay. The other option is trying to sneak over to the other side of the services. I'm going to have a look and see whether that's possible in a minute as well, because I don't really care about them cameras and things. To me, it's an emergency. All right. Speak to you soon. Okay. Good news. I'm now plugged in at an MFG site, literally 5 minutes off the motorway. While there was a lot of bickering and people generally upset about this one lonely charger and the little 7 kilowatt post, I thought, you know what, let's have a quick look. So I've got plug share out, and there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 MFG chargers. No one here, only me. 24 kilowatts going in. The battery's still quite hot. We're under a little canopy. It's a bit shadier here as well, so hopefully we're going to slow down we're going to cool the battery a little bit as well. At the moment we're getting 23 kilowatts pretty much, and the pack is at 44 peak. We really need to get that back down below 40 to get sort of 30 kilowatts again. And our problem is now I've got to sit here long enough to get back to Reading, which is like 80 odd miles away, so it's going to be a while. There's a cost of coffee though, so okay guys, I've been at the MFG site for 34 minutes. 24 kilowatts still going. The battery is refusing to cool down. 41.8 and 42.3. It's been the same for that for, like, you know, quite a while now. But we've got 19.5 kilowatts in the pack now. The next stop on the way back will be where we stopped on the way, pretty much Reading services, but it'll be the other side. Probably just going to go straight to the BP charger because it's cheaper. It's just there's nothing to do. You're going to be there an hour, you know. I suppose I could walk to the services and get a bite to eat and then come back for the final run home. But you know what's weird is that the battery has not got any hotter than 45, 46. We haven't seen these crazy 50 degrees you get on Leaf 40s and that. And the cooler does help, you know, but every time you charge it, say it brings it down by about 3 degrees. And then you go back up again by 4 degrees. So probably by the end of the last charge, it will be a little bit more, but not too bad anyway. So I'm gonna leave here in a few minutes. It's 6:48 in the evening. We started at 12 o'clock this morning, lunchtime. So it's been a few hours now, but I'm okay. I was a bit gutted because the Costa shut at 6 o'clock and we got here about 10 past. So at least we know the shops will still be open at the big services anyway. So that's where I'm going now, and I will see you then. Hello again. So hopefully this is my final charge of the evening. I've just been round to the BP Pulse chargers. None of them will work for me. Absolute load of rubbish. BP living up to their name. You know, I got an LE card, it should be cheap. No, that doesn't respond. When you go on the LE app, the numbers don't kind of correspond to the number on the charger, so you don't know what one you're going to try and start. So a little bit of a rant. So we're now plugged in on the, I've got on the medium power charger because it's right by the door, and the van won't go any faster anyway. So let's just have a look at the final stats. Well, final stats other than when I come out and head home. I was hoping to be charging by now. So let's have a look. Right. Just wait for it to reconnect. So we're charging at 20.7, 20.8 kilowatts, so it's not much different to before. Still 46 degrees on the battery, and we can see that 46. Yeah, the problem is to get home from here I need like 80% charge. Yeah, so it's going to be about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a quarter. Kind of wanted to be out of it by 9 o'clock, but right, I want to go and get something to eat now. It's been an interesting day. I've enjoyed it actually. The van is like, it's never got up to 50 degrees. Has been a calm, still day, no wind. That obviously helps. The temperature, outside temperature, I thought would have an effect, but it doesn't really seem to have had an effect really. So you know, they're definitely better than Leaf 40s anyway. They don't overheat to the point where it's, you know, you can't even accelerate because it's you know, it's that overdoing it sort of thing. But unfortunately this is going to be a while. Nothing I can do about it. The only thing you could do is, if the cooler works, then you could come back and restart it, maybe get a bit more power. My concern about that is I've used my bank cards too many times today as it is. I don't want to just keep tapping and tapping and you get holding fees and I don't know, but you know. Anyway, one more chat and I'll see you in a minute. The light on. Okay, last charge. We're going home now. Battery is 48 degrees. I've got 78% charge. 48, so that's not bad really, is it? I'm all good. We're heading home now. Thanks for watching. See you later.